I'm going to shift my direction over here where the camera is not. So we're going to have a nice little view here. So this is the introduction to what is the spine, why is it so important, and why do you guys need to pay attention to this? Because it's going to help you evolve with your quality of life. So this is the introduction, guys. This is the foundation. Everything starts with the foundation. If you don't understand the foundations, it's not going to make sense at all why we're doing the exercise, why we're doing the rehab, why I'm teaching you how to have health, function in your body, and more importantly, how do you get potentially reverse, and then maintain and or improve and biologically, I don't just want to say stop aging because that's not possible, right? But biologically improve yourself and your situation. So here it is. I am by trade, classically trained in medical research, pre-med background, athletic training, emergency medicine. I was an EMT. I have all kinds of study and education in anything and everything human movement related and health related. And so therefore, my doctoral degree, my decades of research and education are in the doctorate of chiropractic. Now, what is that? That is the study of human function and health. It is not the study of disease and dysfunction. It is the study of optimal function and what a human body is supposed to do and how it's supposed to heal. Plain and simple. Go through the same schooling. We go through the same tests, multiple parts of boards, just like your medical doctor, except we're not trained. We are trained in drugs, but we are not licensed to give drugs. We are, in fact, licensed and scoped to basically get people healthy, focusing on the spine and nervous system. So this is the foundation of everything, guys. Your spine absolutely has to have a healthy, normal curve in your body. It is no different than anything else in your body that has a normal, healthy range. Blood pressure, okay? Pulse, lung respiration rate. There's normal healthies. If it's too high or too low, your body's out of function, and that causes a lot of issues. So you want optimal health. Your body should be not only in these healthy ranges in a normal, but when a stimulus comes into that environment, your body knows how to quickly adapt and respond to that stimulus. And then more importantly, grow and rebuild itself and become stronger. That's called resilience. That is true vitality. And when your body can do that, then you're healthy. So here we go. There are normal healthy curves in the spine. The consequences of losing those curves, what we know as poor posture, is not just pain. Pain, in fact, is not even close to the worst outcome. The most important outcome, the most important factor to study is that structural health of the spine, aka poor posture, or aka posture. Poor spinal structure and posture causes quality of life reduction, and these consequences are immeasurable as far as how bad they can get, but they are measurable as far as objective ways to measure your health outcomes, from balance, proprioception, coordination, sensory motor control. How well do your eyes track? How well does your body balance? We do all these things in a lot of the studies that we do. Health outcomes like migraines, headaches, dizziness, fatigue, things like that. All of these are studied, okay? And there's a lot more dysfunctions that can happen, including things like the thyroid dysfunction or sickness and impairment. So what makes the research that I like to focus on undeniable is that it's done on asymptomatic patients, which means a patient had little or no pain whatsoever, but yet their spinal curves were not healthy. They get bent and twisted like that, okay? So you want to be straight up and down from the front to the back. Pure gravity is keeping the spine straight. The second it goes like this, that's unhealthy. That is, by definition, an abnormal, unhealthy curve. We could call this a scoliosis, okay? So that affects the nerves that come out and affects everything else in your life. It affects the nerve impulses that come up from the bottom of the spine all the way up to the top. And then that does cause, and will cause health consequences so long as that posture stays in that position, which means we can fix it, we can reverse it. And a lot of the times you can reverse it completely back to normal. And then it's up to you and up to us to educate you how to keep it normal. And it's our job as chiropractic physicians or chiropractic medicine that we teach you how to maintain that. And then we help you maintain that, because you can't do it on your own, unfortunately. Just like you've got to brush your teeth every day, you've got to make sure that you're doing things for your spine every day. So you got to have the healthy curves. Okay, so when people that had unhealthy curves or from the side need healthy curves, nice healthy curve in the neck, nice healthy curve in the mid back, and then the low back should have a nice healthy curve like that too. Okay. And then we're going to dive more into that later. So that's a nice healthy curve. The second it gets damaged, you bend the head forward like this, or the low back goes from a nice healthy curve to bent forward or slid to the side, whatever happens, that causes health consequences. We can measure improved symptoms with patients. The structural correction techniques and protocols and blueprints that we put together focus on structural correction for the spine and trying to get it back to near normal. So things that will improve, things like blood pressure can improve, posture can improve, spine curve changes back to normal healthy range. Anything outside of that causes abnormal, unhealthy consequences. All of our published research shows our approach and how it improves not only posture, but also the function, which is exactly what we were just talking about. Now, here's the kicker. No other healthcare approach, whether that's exercise, physical therapy, massage, standard single modal care, or multimodal care, have demonstrated, number one, the improvements in health outcomes and functions that we can achieve. But more than that, the most important thing with the way we approach fixing the body is that you see long-term structural correction changes, posture changes, and that means lasting results. So let me think about that for a second. That means whatever you invest, time, money, energy, and effort, exercises, you will maintain that. So whatever you invest now, you will maintain that as long as you stay consistent with the protocols. And we'll dive into some of the research later. So true health is evaluated by function, not just pain. How well you move, your range of motion, your posture, your stability, your balance, pain-free movement, not just whether or not you have pain when you're just walking around or sitting there or standing there, pain-free through all of your ranges of motion, all of your movements. A lot of you have a lot of lack of mobility and dysfunction, and even trying to get into a certain position or posture, you get a lot of pain. That means something's not healthy, not working well. So our protocols provide the world's most researched and effective blueprint for absolutely restoring structural spinal function and vitality to your body. So if you want to protect your health and preserve your quality of life and regain it, fully pursue your goals, your bucket list, have a high quality of life, avoid the top 3 killers in the United States of America, avoid the top 3 killers, which are lifestyle diseases. Nothing is more foundational than a healthy spine and posture. So thank you for watching the introduction. We're going to dive now into what you can do, the exercises you can do, and how we're going to help you with this curriculum stay strong and healthy.